Andy Segas here, Canine Athletes. It's a cold January day. I'm gonna make the dogs some stew and further some bone broth for later. I figured I'd show you guys how to do that. It really helps a lot in the winter when it's really cold. Gives the dogs some extra calories, something warm in the stomach, and they seem to really enjoy it. Obviously, it's not a complete balanced diet, so I still feed their normal food later in the day, but it's a nice extra meal for them, just to kind of make them feel good. I've got the pot filled with water, and I've got a whole yard full of dogs to feed, so I make a big pot. If you got 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, you can use a smaller pot. Here's the chicken. Make sure you take the innards out of it. Usually they come with a packet in there with gizzards and livers and turkey or chicken necks, so make sure you take that out before you put this into the water. And we'll just drop it in. Let this bad boy simmer for a couple hours. All the meat should start to, and the skin should start to fall off the bone, and then we'll come back and check on it and go from there. You can see the chicken starting to break apart. Probably let it simmer for another hour or so, and we'll be back. So now the chicken's been simmering all about maybe 3 hours. You can see how the chicken is starting to break away from the bone. What was once a whole chicken is now just bits and pieces of it. So what I'm going to do now is strain out all the bones in the chicken, separate it, and I'm going to put the bones in another pot, an empty pot, and I'll show you what we're going to do with the bones after. Okay, so we got all the bones removed from the chicken stock here, the stew that we're making, and we've got them in a separate pot. We're going to make a bone broth out of this. This is going to be round 2, but for now, what I like to do when I'm making my stew for the dogs is, by all means you can feed it just like this, but I like to add, why not add more stuff to it? The dogs just like it better, and gets rid of a lot of stuff you got laying around the house that you're not going to eat yourself. We've got some stuff in the freezer that's old that I'm going to throw in here as well. But anything you want to throw in there, I like to put some noodles, some macaroni. I'll just dump this in here. What else we got? Maybe some rice. Dump a little bit of rice in there. Just making this a nice hearty stew for the winter for these guys. Got some beans too that are old that we'll probably never eat, so we'll throw those in there too. I thought this was open, I guess it wasn't. Oh, there's a hole in my side. So we got some beans, we've got some rice, some noodles. You can put potatoes in there, whatever, anything a dog can eat that was not going to make them sick. You never want to put onions in there and stuff like that. Then I'm going to look in the freezer quick and see what we got in here. Whole vegetables, some old salmon, all this stuff. Throw it in. Okay, so for the bone broth, we've got all the bones separated. I'm just gonna fill this bad boy up with water. We're just gonna cook this down. This is to get all the nutrients and minerals out of the actual bones. You never want to cook or feed cooked bones to your dogs, but this process that I'm going to do is we're not going to have any waste. We're going to use everything, and all the nutrients that's in these bones are going to be given to our dogs, and they're going to benefit from it. So while I'm filling this up with water, what you're going to want to do is get your stove nice and hot, and you're going to bring these bones to a boil. And then once it's at a boil, you're going to cover it and let it simmer for about overnight. 24 hours is probably about what it's going to take. You want to add a little apple cider vinegar to help with the process of breaking down the bones. It'll help to get the nutrients out of the bones. So I don't really measure, I just kind of put in what I think is good enough. So we'll let this stuff simmer overnight, and then in the morning I'll show you what we do from there. Stew's so good, even I can eat it. I approve. Let's see if Lucho approves. Bone broth. Still cooking down. Keep it on, going overnight. Check on it. Okay, it's the morning after. I've let the bone broth simmer all night. So we'll take a look at it and see how it's looking. As you can see, there's still some bones in there, but they're pretty soft, and most of the minerals and everything have been extracted from there, and from the bones, and they're in the this broth here. A lot of people will strain this and throw away the bones. They don't like to give their dogs cooked bones, which is fine. I don't like to waste anything because I'm Italian, and I think bones are nutritious, especially because I feed them raw all the time but not cooked. So what I'll do is I'm going to take these bones, I'm going to strain them out, and I'm going to whiz them up in a food processor. So I'll show you that. Alright, now I've got all the bones strained out of the broth and put into this food processor, and we're going to whiz them up. See what it's looking like. Looks good. Great for the dogs. All nutrition right there. So what you can do is you can take all this nice juice, this bone broth here that we let cook overnight. You can take that and you can add it back into your stew, or you can feed it separately to your dog. Say you got a dog that's sick, or dog's not feeling well, upset stomach, needs a bland diet, whatever it may be. This stuff's perfect for them. No dog can resist it. Also, you can feed it to cats, stuff like that. So this is a little trick for the winter when it's cold out and you want to give your dog a little something extra, or you got a sick dog. Doesn't take much effort. You just kind of follow the steps I showed you in this video, and the dog will be better for it. If you got any questions, just let me know.